What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Nightwing issue number 133. This one is written by Dan Watters with artwork by V. Ken Marion, I think is the name. And this is continuing the whole Cirque du Sin storyline where Nightwing has to face this fifth dimensional being known as the Zanny, like the spirit of the circus and all that other stuff. When it gets to fifth dimensional stuff, that's when things get really weird. I mean, that's what Dan Watters really kind of specializes in. It'll start out as grounded, and I'm like, when's the weird going to get here? When's the weird going to get? Oh, and certainly it is. But it's been a very enjoyable Nightwing storyline. You really feel the stakes and the tension throughout each sequence, and you really start to question, how is Nightwing going to stop something from the fifth dimension? Like, because it's the fifth dimension. It's a whole other, like, reality of godlike powers affecting, you know, this one too. It's kind of crazy stuff in general. So, but at the end of the last issue, Olivia Pierce basically ripped off her own face, and then her head came off as a result of the Zanny. Everyone thinks that Nightwing did it because the Zanny plays with reality and the images on TV, and is just kind of feeling down and out about the whole situation. Nightwing Prime is down. Olivia Pierce's thing went down. He even gets a confrontation from Maggie Sawyer and all that too. So, and she talks about how Nightwing's kind of the in-between of Batman and Superman in a way, where Batman kind of operates in, you know, the fearfulness of criminals, and in the shadow, Superman's kind of that hopeful guy. But when things are good, like, Nightwing will get credit on, or when things are bad, he's definitely going to be the scapegoat for a lot of things. So I thought this was good stuff between the two of them. We also get the appearance of Martian Manhunter as well. Dick also seems to be wanting to leave the keys to his foundation in the hands of his sister, Belinda. She's like, Audrey and I have talked about that we're about to leave Bloodhaven and start fresh. I'm like, who is Audrey? Did I miss an Audrey? I'm drawing a blank right now off the top of my head. If somebody could remind me who Audrey was, please let me know in the comment section down below, because I kind of forgot at this point. So yeah, Dick's there, and pretty much anything anyone says to him, he's just kind of off in a bit of a daze right now. Also, Martian Manhunter, of course, appears in this thing. He's kind of the one using his Martian abilities to kind of get Nightwing into the fifth dimension. Babs is also there as that nice word of encouragement. I like the art style in this thing a lot. I like how they're there to be the helping hand of comfort that he kind of needs at his lowest moments. It's just, you know, some sweet, genuine stuff right there. She goes off to take their dog for a walk, and after they leave, Jean makes himself known, creepily spying on them in the process, but he makes himself known. So Dick tells him about the whole thing with the Zanny, and John's like, nah, you probably shouldn't go there, not for the best. But Nightwing's like, he's taking kids and that I have to go and stop him. But John can't go himself, because if they gain access to his Martian abilities, his power level is just going to only increase. The more people become aware of the Zanny, the stronger he gets. So Dick is going to have to confront him in the fifth dimension on his own. So how that's going to work, not exactly sure, but it's something we're going to get with some crazy, horrific imagery in that too. So it goes in there in the circus. I really, like I said, the art style right here is pretty good. We get a lot of crazy, creepy, nightmarish images, and I like the horror vibes that's going on with this Nightwing comic right now. I think it's been pretty cool, and the bizarre, crazy stuff. Even Olivia Pierce's head just kind of comes off, and she's kind of like talking in front of him. A lot of messed up imagery in it too. I think, was it the last issue she revealed her like destroyed, scarred face? I'm like, Jesus, that felt like more of a shock compared to something that we've been seeing in Absolute Batman, because it's more unexpected. And if you're kind of used to the craziness in like another title, it's not going to be as impactful if you see it all the time, versus the few moments where you build up to it and you get the crazy reveals, which is what the Nightwing book has been kind of doing as of late. So Dick is off there in the realm of the Zanny. He's fighting for his life, and Martian Manhunter is kind of watching over the city, because this sickness is kind of taking over Bloodhaven and just doing all sorts of horrible things. I mean, fighting things like what was his name? God, I forgot the villain that we just had in Bloodhaven, like the previous arc. We had the Heartless and the other guy right there who, you know, I'm drawing a blank right now. My memory's kind of fading, everybody. My whole entire, like, overall, I thought this was a pretty solid comic. Looks like Nightwing Prime's going to be moving his fingers in that too. And so maybe he'll jump back in to help in the situation. Also, Nightwing took Nightmite with him, like the soup version of him that's goopy soup, left to go back to the fifth dimension. But yeah, overall, I'm liking what they're doing with the title, and I think it's been pretty solid stuff. Was it Blockbuster was the villain's name? God, I'm drawing a blank right now. I used to I apologize. My brain's a little fried at the moment. In case you can't tell, I haven't been doing as many comic book videos as of lately right now. So I got a lot to catch up on. My whole free time has been spent doing Jaws week, and I'm just about done with it. I got the first 6 videos done. The 5th video premieres tonight at the time I'm uploading this thing, and I'm trying to work to finish up the final thing, because it's, like I said, it's literally taken up all my free time this entire month and even a good chunk of last month to get these things done. But the good news is it should hopefully be done in time for Sunday. It's got to be. Like, I've made it my mission to finish this stuff, so I'm going to get it all done. But yeah, that's why a lot of the comic book videos have been really delayed for several weeks. I got like a back catalog of like 10. I'm hopefully trying to get these all done in time for Wednesday when all the new stuff comes out. So overall consensus, but that's in case those are wondering why a lot of these are delayed. But in terms of this Nightwing series, I like what Dan Waters is doing. I like the horror aspects. I like how there's genuine moments of warmth kind of mixed into it, and some really messed up stuff kind of going on. I love horror movies and the horror genre as a whole, so anytime you can kind of incorporate that, like, I'm kind of a sucker for that sort of thing. It kind of speaks to me. But when you get to the 5th dimensional stuff, it's hard to kind of comprehend your mind how this is all gonna like pan out, and what do you got to do to stop something like this. So that's the part I'm a little iffy on, how they're going to stick the landing with it too. So I'm curious to know what the explanation or reasoning how Nightwing is supposed to stop a being from the 5th dimension if he can't utilize Martian Manhunter or any of these other people. Maybe it's going to be Nightmite kind of maybe Nightmite makes the sacrifice to stop the Zanny. I think that's probably the direction they'll go in, but who knows? Or maybe it'll be Nightwing Prime or something like that. But regardless, it's been an interesting storyline so far. So I've been a fan of it. I like the stakes. I like a little bit of that Nightwing angst. It's definitely a nice contrast to what we had beforehand, where it just felt like so much fluff over and over again. Like, now it's like, yeah, we're getting to the nitty gritty stuff, and you got to have it in a balancing act of sorts between those two types of storylines. You can't all be fluff all the time, because then you're just not going to take anything seriously. And it can't be just grit in that. There has to be a balancing act with characters like Nightwing and that too. There has to be those moments of warmth to kind of make those more intense moments. The moments of warmth have to come after some of the more intense stuff, so it feels a little bit more fulfilling, I think, at least in my eyes. So I think after this arc, they should probably do a little bit of a lighter tone, maybe for the next storyline, just to kind of balance it out, because we've had all these nightmarish images and all this other horrifying stuff going on in the book. But again, that's the next arc. But for right now, it's been an engaging read from kind of start to finish, and I'm keen to see what Dan Waters does next with the title. I mean, you brought in Martian Manhunter in a way, and we get some really weird, crazy. It's just kind of an excuse to give as weird as possible with all the 5th dimensional stuff going on. So I'm keen to see where we go in that direction. But overall, like I said, I like Nightwing right now. I think it's been pretty solid stuff, and like I said, the artwork here is very solid as well. And I don't know when this arc is supposed to end. I'd assume the next like 2 to 3 issues. I mean, he's going to the world of the Zanny. It has to be wrapping itself up sometime soon. So when that happens, I'll be enjoying it. Then after that, we can go back to some of the street level Nightwing stuff that I like to see. But anyways, what do you think of Nightwing? Are you enjoying it as a whole? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all the other fun stuff. Come back tonight. For those who are watching on the channel, day 5 of Jaws week is releasing. I know I'm plugging the hell out of that in this video, but that's because all my free time has been focusing on getting that done. And I just released the Christmas episode, the Jaws of Revenge video, yesterday, and I also did one comic book video, which was the Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong #2. But once I finish Jaws week, then I'm going to be doing like an overabundance of catch up on a lot of comic book videos. So you'll probably see some stuff maybe turned out. I don't know if we'll get anything out tomorrow, other than the Jaws week video. But after this weekend, and then when we start to get towards like the new year, I should be all caught up by for the new comic book stuff by the end of the year. So anything that drops out this year, I should hopefully be all caught up by next week, because I got a lot of titles that are on the backlog to catch up on. So look forward to all that stuff. All right, I have rambled on way too long. Like I said, it's been a minute since I feel like I've done these types of videos, but what did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.